My name is Caitlin Rogers, and this is why we need to legalize physician-assisted suicide in all 50 states. ALS, Alzheimer's, arthritis, and cancer are some of the many types of chronic illnesses. People that are diagnosed with these diseases not only suffer from most commonly depression, but as well as difficulty of speech, pain, discomfort, and weakness. 45% of the world suffer from chronic illnesses, some far worse than others. In some cases, people are informed that they will not make it much longer because of how extreme their sickness is. Some of the patients are in extreme pain and would rather take a drug prescribed by the doctor to assist their death than wait another month in pain, struggling at the hospital in the comfort of their home. Fortunately, this would be possible if the patient was living in one of the following states: Oregon, Vermont, Montana, California, and Washington. If not, the patient would be suffering for the next month, knowing their last days would be spent in pain and misery. This procedure is known as physician-assisted suicide. Physician-assisted suicide is the voluntary termination of one's own life by administration of a lethal substance with the direct or indirect assistance of a physician. When you think of suicide, most connect that image with it being negative, but in these cases, this is the positive solution to many suffering all through the United States of America. The problem about this procedure is that it is not legal in all 50 states. Legalizing this procedure could be beneficial for many suffering with these chronic illnesses and other diagnosed diseases. It could be relief to those suffering agony. One hospice nurse who had worked in the state of Oregon has had many experiences with treating and working with patients that are eligible for physician-assisted suicide. But one story stood out to me more than others. This story involves Susan, a 68-year-old woman diagnosed with cancer. She had been fighting for a long time, but sadly the cancer was slowly taking over her whole life. She was no longer able to work at the job she loved, plant flowers in her garden, or get up off the couch without assistance. Although Susan was slowing down, she was always thankful to be alive and her ability to live in the moment. But Susan and her husband knew that it was time for her to pass. She had fought so hard, but cancer had won. Susan was extremely special to this nurse as she has been with through it all. Although this nurse hated to see her go, she knew it was for the best. Susan's husband even told her that she spent her last hours in the room she loved, where she took her medication at her chosen time and peacefully and painlessly closed her eyes to soar away to some unknown skies. This touching story, along with many others, are examples of why we need to legalize physician-assisted suicide. Even though this experience had a heartbreaking ending, people just like Susan are suffering and need to be treated into a better place, just like she was able to do. Another example to why physician-assisted suicide should become legal is that in its own way, this procedure is performed on dogs and many other animals. As pet owners, you want the best for your companion, so if they have been suffering for a while, owners are given the choice to put their loved one down. Although we are not dogs, this procedure is extremely similar and nobody thinks twice or judges when they know of an animal being put down. Physician-assisted suicide is no joke. It can be very misleading. If peers are not properly educated, this needs to be taken seriously all throughout the country, even beyond that, worldwide. Too many are suffering due to these terrible energy-sucking diseases, and if they're able to rest in peace happily, they should be given the option to. It's their life in the end. Us people who have the ability to make a change need to step forward. Thank you.